So here's the deal, people. Here's the deal. We are going to spend 4 days on chapter 11 and have a quiz on Friday. Some of you are freaking out. A quiz on Friday. Trust me, you'll be just fine. Okay. Also keep in mind that the things that we work on today and tomorrow are going to be what you do with your data for your project. Okay. So remember, you are approving a topic with me. You're asking 30 people a question that they give you a number answer for. And you are going to do some data calculations and present it on a poster, if you will. Okay, make it look pretty. Okay. Part of those calculations are mean, median, and mode. Okay, so go ahead and turn to page 1 of this yellow packet. Okay, so we're talking about measures of central tendency. So that's basically describing the middle. Okay, so a measure of central tendency. Hey, where's the middle? Okay, so let's kind of start backwards. What did we say the mode was? Mode, the most, okay, amount of numbers. Sure, go ahead and go to the bathroom if you want to. Can you have more than one mode? Yes. So if you have a number that appears the most, but there's like a tie, like you have 5 appears 10 times and 17 appears 10 times, then they're both modes. So then there would be no mode. Okay. What does median mean? The middle, exactly in the middle. Somebody answer her question. Yes, we have to put the numbers in order from least to greatest in order to find the middle. Okay. And then the mean. Okay, this is what we like to think of as average. Now, technically, all of these are averages, okay? But this is what we like to think of as the average. So we're going to take the sum of all the numbers divided by the total numbers. Okay, how many data points do we have? This is what you were introduced to as the average. Okay. Now, what's a range?
Subtracting the smallest score, and then that's the range. So it'll be like a 99 minus an 80.
Okay, so what was the range of our? Okay. So I tell you what, I like to look at, like when I give a test, I like to look at both the mean and the median. When my median is an A, I'm pretty darn happy with the test. Okay, if I have half the class or more getting an A's, man, I'm really happy. But really, like in your class, if I have a median that's like a B plus, I'm still feeling pretty good. Okay. Handbook says 85. That's a B. All right. All right. So it's Orlando. Ugh. I wish we had highs like this, okay?
I know. That's hot.
I like the heat. All right. So fun fact, my dad owned an ice business. So you know when you like go to the grocery store and buy a bag of ice? So that's what the family business was for my family. And so we liked when it was warm outside because we sold more ice. Okay.
You want like a gas station or something?
Nice.
Yeah, like
Like no, we would make the ice, package it, and deliver it to grocery stores and convenience stores and fairgrounds or whatever.
Why didn't you join the?
Okay, enough for that. Okay, so we need to find the mean. Okay, so what I need you to do, I need you to add these 14 numbers together.
I got 88.28.
That is not the sum of those numbers.
Oh, the sum is 1,236.
So Kyron,
So we're cheating.
1,236. I would like everybody to make sure that in their calculator, they can add those 14 numbers together and get 1,236. Had a wife and couldn't keep her. Oh, that's Peter Pumpkin Eater. Peter Pumpkin Eater had a wife and couldn't keep her. Put her in a pumpkin shell and Mary kept her very well.
I got 1, 2, 3, 2. Actually,
No.
he suffocated me.
No.
I think it's 1, 2, 3, 2. Well, you can't breathe in a pumpkin shell. How do you know? Because I do. You try it out. 1,236.
All right, so I have gotten 2 confirmations about 1, 2, 3, 6. Huh? Oh, I thought you did. What do you need?
Why didn't you keep going with the ice business?
That's
That's on topic.
just not what I wanted to do with my life. Okay.
I would have done that.
Okay, I'm getting a lot of people getting 1,236.
Yeah.
Okay, yes. No, he sold it.
How much?
Okay. Yes, my dad's retired.
What was it called?
Myers Ice, because my maiden name was Myers.
I was searching up.
And our slogan was have.
What was her last name? What?
They're like transferring the ice.
All right, back on track. So if we take the sum divided by 14, our mean temperature would be 88.3. Now, in order to find the median, what are we gonna have to do?
Organize them.
We're gonna have to organize them. Okay, which one is the smallest?
80.
Okay, so I see 82. Then I see 86. And do you notice how I'm crossing them out so I know that I've used them? I see another 86.
87. 88.
I see an 80. You know what? Write this down also. I see 1, 2, 3 88s. I see 2 89s. Yep, I got my 87. I see 2 90s. You do? We do. Oh no.
We can't do that.
I know. 91, 92. Okay, now here's the weird thing. We have an even number of numbers. So when we count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Our middle is right here, isn't it? Okay, so we are going to have to take these two and average them together. Okay, so since our median is in between two numbers, we're going to call it 88.5. We got to average those two together. Now, what number appears the most?
Oh, no.
88 appears 3 times. So does 90. So 90. Okay. Drew, what would the range be? Our range would be 10 because we would take 92 minus 82. Okay, this is what I'm going to have you do. I'm going to give you 3 minutes for you and your elbow partner to work together on number 3. Yep.
Do some work. Yeah, quarter.
So my calculator.
No.
Guys, there's plenty of time. Y'all just be friends. Jenna is not.
766. The median is 80. There's no lows. What's the, there's no lows.
That's okay. Then there's none.
It's not simple. It's all the numbers. Okay, now what?
How many data points are there? There's 9 data points. Okay. So Zayden, when you added up your 9 numbers, what did you get to divide by 9? You didn't write it down. Did anybody write it down? 766. And so then what'd you get? Did you get 85.1? Okay, 85.1 is the mean, yes or no? Okay, great. You got 766 divided by 9. The median, this time we have an odd number. So 84 is the true middle number. Since we do not have a number that repeats, we don't have a mode. That's fine. Ian, what's our range?
Our range is.
Okay, cool. All right. I want you to go to page 2. All right, Trevin has 4 grades in science class so far. He has a 97, 78, 89, and 94. If he has a test coming up, what grade would he need so his overall average is at least a 90? I know. Okay. How do we figure this out? Okay, and divide by what? 5. So let's add 97 plus 78 plus 89 plus 94 plus a mystery score. If we add those 5 numbers up and divide them by 5, we want this to be at least a 90. Do you have a question or you figured it out? Okay. So let's talk about this. How are we going to solve this problem? First of all, could you add these 4 numbers up for me? Wait, did what? 358 plus X. What should I do with that 5? No.
No, multiply 90 by 5.
Multiply 90 by 5. So what do we get when we multiply 90 by 5? Okay. So are we okay with that? So now if we subtract 358 over, our test score needs to be at least a 92. Okay. You don't need final grade calculator. You got those 2 problems right after you stressed about them. Okay, here we go. Hey, let's push through. Melanie ran the 400-meter dash 6 times during practice. Her times are shown. If she drops the slowest time, which measure of central tendency is affected the most? Mean or median? Why do you say the mean?
Because if you have a lower average, it's going to drag down the mean, the average.
Okay, so he's saying that the mean is going to be affected the most because if we drop that smallest number, that's dragging it down, it's going to raise to get higher. But if we drop the lowest number, would the median also raise?
Yeah.
So how do we know which one is going to? By doing math?
Yeah.
Okay. So in this problem, we would actually have to do the math. So let's see, what is the lowest time?
No, yeah, 63.5, 63.6.
64.3.
Slowest. Slowest.
Number 5. 67.9.
Number 9.
7.
3. Number 5.
2. It's 2. I think you messed up. I got 4.
So slow means takes you longer to.
2.
Oh, 1.
What?
I got the fastest one's 1. The fastest one's 1.
Oh, shit.
That's my school.
No, the fastest.
I want the slowest.
Yeah, that was so long.
Okay, so let's put them in order. 63.5, we've agreed is her fastest. Then we have 63.6. Then we have 64.3, 64.7, 65.4. You beat me to it.
Mine was 40. Mine was like 53.
Okay, help me out. What's the median? It's going to be in between these two. Can you average those for me?
That's like
0.4.
64.55. 64.55.
It's 64.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, if we get rid of this guy, what's our median? Okay. Now, if we actually find the average, our mean up here, I'll just tell you because to save some time is 64.9. But if we drop the slowest, our mean is 64.3.
Oh.
That is not.
Which one gets affected more?
Numbers, really?
Oh, wait.
Both
Oh,
of them.
me.
This gets affected by 200s. This gets affected by, excuse me, tenths. 2 tenths, 6 tenths. Little bit of a difference. All right. Somebody raise their hand and tell me what an outlier is. Kari.
Pick the one that's away from the group. And then it has
Okay.
It's like the one that's like way different than all the rest.
A data value. Okay. A data value that is way bigger or smaller than the rest. What?
Why are you looking at me? Okay. Oh.
Okay. Okay. So if there are no outliers, then the mean is the best measure of central tendency. So if I'm asking you what's the center of the data, if there are no outliers, the mean is the best. Okay. But if we have an outlier, that mean is going to be affected big time. Okay. So if we do have outliers, okay, if we have outliers and the middle of the data doesn't have big gaps, then the median's the best. Hey.
Put it on my chair again. You took it again.
Just stop.
I'm just saying.
Okay. The mode is going to be the best if there are lots of repeated values. Okay. If you have a ton of values repeated, it is not worth your time to calculate the mean.
What would you say?
Well, let's look at this data right here. Let's look at number 7. What do you think about number 7?
Probably like most.
Wait, no.
It's median.
I would do median because 26 is an outlier.
I didn't see 26. What?
Well, that's
I was looking at 8.
okay. What about Ariana? Ariana spent exercising each day. Why me? Okay. There are no outliers. All that data is pretty close together. Okay. Okay, now I look at number 9 and I think, I really hope I don't have to find the mean because there's a lot of data. Okay. Brooks, why the mode? There's a lot of 80%. Maybe all of these were like 10 questions. Okay, 80 is repeated a lot. Center of the data is 80. Okay. All right, so this is what I want. Go ahead and turn to page 3. On page 3, you are going to pick 4 of the 6. And then on page 4, you're gonna pick all of it. But what I'm saying is you can skip 2 problems on page 3 and do all of page 4.
I thought it was 3 problems.
Is this a homework?
No, not.
Yes.
No one knows, so I came on those.
Okay.